A few videos ago, like I mentioned that I went on a vacation to Thailand with my family and a friend. The same person who is the subject of my last video. If I didn't mention it in that video, I went in November, but Thailand was actually not the only place that I went to. I actually also went to Japan after Thailand. Um, Unfortunately, we were only in Japan for 6 days total, making only 4 full days to do things, and about like 2 half days, which were obviously the days we landed and the day we flew out back to the U.S. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, originally this Japan trip was actually supposed to be for my graduation when I graduated high school, but it ended up getting put on hold due to some unforeseen circumstances, and that bummed me out at the time. But I understood, and I could wait, and I've always I've always planned to go to Japan at some point in my life, right? But I was lucky enough to experience it a couple months ago in November, and experience it with a friend. Um, the Japan part of the vacation was also supposed to be longer, but I actually like ended up I chose to relinquish some of that time, and put it towards Thailand since my mom wanted to spend more time there than in Japan. Thinking back on it, would I have relinquished some of that time? No, I would not have. But that's how it is sometimes. But no, like even for those 4 full days that we spent in Japan, I found it to be extremely fulfilling. Right? It was really fun, and like honestly, arguably like the most fun time that I've like ever had in my life. And I've had a couple fun times in my life, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's anything that can top my first time in Japan. Like actually, um, first things first, and first and foremost, the weather was literally perfect. It was just amazing, and an entire world better than Thailand's like muggy and humid and hot weather. Like clothes weren't sticking to my skin literally the second I stepped outside, and I could actually wear like the stuff I brought, which were like coat, like some coats, maybe like a couple, maybe a hoodie or two or something like that. But it was cool, it was chill, but the skies were clear and the sun was out. Like I don't think there was a day where it was cloudy, if I'm going to be completely honest. And like again, the sun was out without it even being hot, which is in my opinion perfect weather, right? Where like the skies are clear, maybe some clouds here and there, right? The sun is out, but it's cold outside. It's cool, it's chill outside, right? That's literally perfect weather in my opinion. Um I was actually responsible for planning the Japan side of the vacation, while my mom was responsible for planning Thailand, of course. But excuse me. It was actually a little difficult to plan it because I wanted to plan things that everyone would find enjoyment in doing, right? Cuz I wanted to please everyone. I don't want it to be something, that only I'd enjoy. I want something that everyone, would take part of, and everyone that would enjoy. Because of that, I planned it like extremely lightly, like really lightly. And I think for your first time in like a different place, like your first couple times of being in a different place, like a different country, I think it is a good idea to plan it lightly and to just kind of freeball it, right? Because I think it's a good idea to work with little restrictions. But yeah, I planned it extremely lightly with having only 3 reserved activities across 2 out of the 4 days. Um, Day one was our well, day one was landing down in Japan, which obviously involved going through customs and then picking up our luggage, and then we got pocket Wi-Fi. You know, we got pocket Wi-Fi, and then we got a ride to our hotel. The hotel it was the hotel was nice. First and foremost, the hotel was amazing. Um, the bathroom was clean. Beds were amazing. The room was clean. Everything was clean. It was all like really really good. My parents shared their own. My sister got her own to herself actually, and me and my friends shared one. The room was actually small, but again, I wasn't complaining that the room was small. The room was small and had like two twin size beds, I think. It was smaller than I expected, but like again, I wasn't complaining. I like I was not complaining, bro, because I was in Japan, bro. It's more than the hotel, man. When we got to the hotel, it was already like I want to say like 7 to 8 p.m. So the only real thing we could do was have dinner, right? The only real thing we could do was have dinner. I think my parents and my sister had their own thing that they got, and then me and my friend uh had dinner together, right? My friend found this place called like yakiniku like I think or something it was called like that. And it was actually pretty good. I actually really really liked it. Think of it like a Japanese Korean barbecue, I guess. Or I guess just like Japanese barbecue, right? You pretty much you just order your thing and then like it comes with like rice, I think like a I want to say like a miso soup, and then obviously like you have your meat that you chose and then like you cook it on the grill, right, yourself. After that, again, it was good. After that, we went back to the hotel and we tucked in for day two. Day two was actually the first. It had the first reserved activity, right, which was Team Labs Borderless, which is incredibly stunning and amazing, and literally perfect for pictures. I took a ton of pictures. It was so good. It was amazing. I loved it. I know the more popular pick is probably I think Team Labs Planets, but the main reason why I chose not to go there over Borderless um is primarily because I think you gotta like take your shoes off or something, and like your feet get wet and all that or something like that, or like your clothes can get wet. And I'm low key not trying to go through that or do that. And if I don't want to do that, I imagine everybody else doesn't want to do that either. So that's why I chose Borderless over Planets. And like I think like Planets is more like sensory, kind of like tactile kind of thing, like where you're doing more feeling than looking, while Borderless is more purely based on like seeing and like visuals, right? It was again, it was really beautiful. It was beautiful. Some of the stuff was actually interactive. Like you can like drag your hand on the wall and then there'd be like a trail following it, which was actually pretty cool. Um, a lot of the stuff like changes over time in the rooms, right? A lot of rooms were trippy to be in. It's really hard to describe, honestly. It's really hard to describe, and it's legitimately something you have to see like for yourself. Um, we spent a couple of hours there, and then after that, we went to Harajuku, where my friend and her sister wanted to go to a brand new Melville, which is like a clothing store. After that, I actually went and got a haircut at a salon that was friendly to foreigners, and I mean this like with my full heart when I say this, hands down, high key, bro, high key, the best cut, like the best haircut that I've ever got in my life. Right? Like no joke. My hair is pretty long, for like a guy. It's grown out to like about I would say like under my like just under my shoulder, just under my shoulder. And whenever I do go get a haircut like here in the States in the past, I feel like every time, like it doesn't matter if it's a salon or like a barbershop or whatever, every time I feel like people just don't know how to exactly tackle my hair, right? And like I'm Asian, so like my hair is like thin and it's fine, but it's also got like a natural wave to it, and it isn't that straight. But yeah, I mean, hands down, best haircut I've ever got. Like in my life. When I go get it in Japan, the guy cutting my hair, like he actually knew a little bit of English, and he was such a vibe, bro. He was, bro. He was so cool. Um, Afterwards, bro even followed me on Instagram. Like it was so dope, bro. I was taken aback by that. I was like, really? I was like, dang. It was so cool, dude. It was so dope. After that, we had like dinner, and then I don't remember where we ate at or like what I had, what was called, but it was like some like chicken katsu curry or something like that. I don't remember, but it was something. It was like I think I that's what I want to say. Regardless, it was hella good, bro. Like literally, honestly, one of the best things I've ever had in my life. Straight up. And I think my friend actually got a haircut too later in the evening of that same day. I don't know what that was in the same day. So that was cool too. And low key salons in Japan chill as fuck, bro. uh, then it was just a casual wind down after that, like back at the hotel. Again, tucked in for day three. Day three had actually the last two activities in it, which was Sumida Aquarium and Tokyo Skytree. The aquarium was super dope. I loved going to that aquarium, right? And I think it was like actually my first time ever going to an aquarium. The aquarium was dope. I love seeing all the cool, like different kinds of jellyfish, big and small, different colors. I even seeing a goofy off fish that I'll probably put in the thumbnail. There were also penguins, and it was my first time ever actually seeing penguins like with my very own eyes, like in front of me. It was so cool, dude. It was so cool. They were swimming in the water. They were all sitting on a rock. I think there was even a guy that was low key like aura farming too. There are also seals as well. I want to say there were seals. I really don't know, but like they looked like seals. Um, I definitely did buy a couple souvenirs. 110%, bro. I bought like two glasses, a penguin plushie, and like a penguin keychain, I think. After that, we went to Skytree, which the aquarium and Tokyo Skytree are literally like the aquarium is literally right below the Skytree, pretty much. So Skytree was also dope. It was so high up, and the views were just breathtaking. Honestly, it was so cool being like up high and just looking down at the city and just seeing so far. It was so cool, man. It's literally unlike anything I've ever seen, like in my life, honestly. And it just looks so amazing, man. Like straight up, it just looks so amazing. Afterwards, we met up with my parents in Akihabara, and then we had sushi for dinner, which tasted extremely fresh, and it was really good. Actually, it was like I liked how like a lot of them weren't like actually like heavy or like like heavy on your stomach, like when you like swallow them or like eat them, and like oversized maybe. Like they were really like I don't know, it was just like really light and like refreshing, right? But yeah, that was pretty much it for like the third day. I'm pretty much, um, pretty much. For day 4 and 5, I actually had nothing planned for those days. I had those days listed as free ball days, so nothing scheduled, and everybody just does whatever they want, right? No restrictions. My friend and I actually agreed on parting separate ways, going separate ways for these days, and to explore on our own, since we both kind of wanted to do different things. So, and for some reason, she had Wi-Fi, and so she could go on her own. I could go on my own because I held the pocket Wi-Fi, right? So we could just go separate ways, and really without a problem. Um, again, it was because like we wanted to do different things. Um, it was really chill. I actually really liked exploring alone. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was just I don't know. I like it was just really fun. Like my favorite place to actually visit, like in Japan, was definitely Akihabara, which isn't surprising for like a nerd like me. Like I was buying figures, I was buying standees, keychains, I was buying Hololive merch. I was literally like I was in heaven, bro. I was in heaven. Also went to Shibuya and Ikebukuro. Shibuya I didn't really think was all that, to be completely honest. The crossing was cool and all, but like I really think that's something you should really only experience like one time. Like intend to experience once. Ikebukuro was also cool. I actually use a lot of gachapon machines there. There were a lot of them, and I rolled on a lot of them because I really like gacha. It was kind of addicting, but like of course I only rolled on stuff I liked. But yeah, like it was all extremely cool. I loved it so much. I also went to a lot of Pokemon centers. I bought so much stuff like for like on this trip, and like legitimately straight up no lie, I actually probably spent like a little bit, like not even a little bit, like a bit over like $1,000 in Japan. Like that's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money to be spending over 4 full days, dude. That's a lot of money. Like I'm a very materialistic person, bro. Like another thing I want to mention is I literally lived off of 7-Eleven. No joke, bro. The hotel we stayed at had it had a 7-Eleven literally like within like a 10-minute walking distance. And straight up, all the stuff that I had there was so good. I'm not even lying. Like all the stuff that I had there was so good. It was so unfortunate because like I wanted to try natto, but I never actually tried it. Like I like it low key, it kept leaving my mind, bro. And like whenever I finished like buying all my stuff from 7-Eleven and got back to the hotel, I was like, it like flashes in my head. I'm like, oh, I forgot to get natto. Like it had it. I definitely saw it. Like I just kept forgetting to get it, bro. Um, but yeah, like all the stuff there, everything, it was so good. Like I'm not even lying. Like straight up, why can't concession stores here in the US be as great as the one in Japan? Like straight up, like why? Like they doing stuff right over there, bro. Even the ones in Thailand were amazing. Like, oh my gosh, bro. I saw some drink recipe on like TikTok or something, and like I had to try it for myself. It was like you take like a like they have these like things of like there's like these plastic cups and like some ice in them. I think it's like intended for like coffee, but you can just like buy them, right? You can just buy like a cup with some ice in them, right? And then you buy a bottle of it's called like Mitsuya cider, right? It's like sparkling water pretty much. And like these like a packet of like frozen grape ice cream balls, right? They were like purple and green, and like you put it all together, right? So like you take the ice, right? You take the ice cup, you put some of the grape ice cream balls in there, and then you pour the Mitsuya cider in there, and like you put it all together and you mix it up a little bit, and like the grape ice cream balls like melt, and like the flavor, it just tastes so amazing. And it's like the best literally concoction that I've ever had ever. Like it's the best drink that I've ever had. And literally every day, bro, I crave that concoction every day. I miss it so bad, bro. I would go back to Japan just to drink that again. Straight up, bro. It was so good. I miss it so bad, bro. Oh my gosh, man. But day six was the day we left Japan and flew back to the US. Honestly, it felt depressing coming back to the US, bro. Because after seeing Japan and then like not wanting to leave and then go back to the US, I'm like, bruh, this ain't it, bro. Like like honestly, man. Um, all in all, like I love Japan. I absolutely loved it. And like after experiencing it for the first time, like I love it even more. Straight up. I love it even more. For sure. I for sure need to go back and spend more time over there. I like and experience just so many more things. There were a couple things that I actually wanted to experience, like going to different places outside of Tokyo, like Kyoto and Osaka. And excuse me, like festivals, maybe even like firework festivals or something like that. Um, but I definitely want to go back and do more things, and for sure, spend a lot longer there than 4 days, and who knows, maybe even spend even more money.